Hey there, happy St. Patrick's Day. For anyone who doesn't know, my name is Sherry, and this is going to be the first in my series about doing the Appalachian Trail, which, to be clear, I'm not doing the entire thing. Technically, I'm doing a section hike, and I'm going to be starting north of Damascus, Virginia, and I have no clue how far I'm going to get. I was speaking with someone the other day and they asked how long it was. And I said, I don't know, like 1,000 miles or something. I don't know. And it turns out it's over 2. So, whoa, like it just kind of goes to highlight that my focus is not on the miles. It's not on doing the actual hike. It's totally different. So here's the thing. I've been watching all these videos of people who are prepping for the Appalachian Trail, and they've got all their gear and they're focused on, the ones that are on their journey are like talking about where they're at and blah, blah, blah. So that's all fine and good, but that's not what I'm going to do. My whole thing is about mental health. Anybody who knows me knows that the last few years have been super duper duper freaking hard for me. And I've dealt with a lot of suicidal impulses, ideation, severe depression. Technically, I'm borderline personality disorder with depression and complex PTSD. So all of these things have been drowning me over the last 3 to 4 years, and I am coming out of it and kind of reaching a graduation point. And this journey on the Appalachian Trail to me is kind of like an opportunity to knit together everything I've learned over the last, over this hell, and, figure out who I am now, who I want to be. And, like this is a journey to figure out who I am and what's next. And what do I want to accomplish? I don't know. I don't know the answers to any of this. I don't know the answers to all the technical questions about, dude, yesterday I didn't even know, like, if I could camp in unmarked places. Like, I have no idea. This isn't about, like, planning everything out and being really specific and blah, blah, blah. I don't even care, like if I don't make miles every day. Like, I totally just want to take my time and do whatever I feel inspired to do by my intuition that particular day. For me, this is kind of like a spiritual journey. And one of the goals that I want to accomplish is to gain some clarity about my intuition and learn how to trust myself again. Basically, all of my mental health issues over my lifetime have really done a number on my, self-esteem and my ability to trust myself. I've hurt myself a lot in many different ways, psychologically, emotionally, physically, always. I've hurt myself. And this is kind of what I'm learning how to do, is to stop hurting myself. I've been hurting myself my whole life, So I'm learning how now to not indulge in those things, like I remember for years just being devoted to the notion of letting the songs on the radio guide my emotional experience and thinking that that was the universe speaking to me. And perhaps it was, but more it was just the law of attraction. And I was inviting these things that would then, dictate my mood and color my inner world and fuck me up. I not to mention, there's so much. In addition to all those other things that have, been hurdles for me to overcome in the past, I also had hormonal issues, and that I had something that's called PMDD, where your PMS is not just the week before your period, but all 3 weeks without your period. And the only clear week that I had during that time, during my entire menstruation, was the week I was menstruating, which I was usually also in pain. So there was just never any relief from my menstrual, burdens, and it fucked with me. It definitely messed with my judgment and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, these are the things I'm going to be talking about. Today I started reading a book, or actually I do audiobooks for the most part. My eyes are getting old and I need to use my glasses, and that's kind of a pain in the ass. So I generally tend to find audiobooks when I can and keep them on while I'm doing things daily. So I started a book today called Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess. And it's so far it's excellent. It's touching on all my favorite subjects: quantum physics, psychology, neuroscience, all, ding ding ding, all my buttons. And so I haven't really gotten to the crux of what the method is yet, but I'm almost there. And so far I'm intrigued, and I intend to talk about using that. And I'm going to talk about everything. Like, I wonder sometimes, I've been thinking about doing this for years, and I've kind of already started a library of things, which, by the way, go to my channel is Stars for Ivy on YouTube. So please subscribe and keep, kind of go with me on this journey if you want to, towards mental health and spiritual healing. And anyway, I get lost because I have so many thoughts. And so I'm going to talk about this book. I'm also going to talk about another book that my therapist recommended for me recently called The Happiness Trap, using ACT therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, I believe is what it stands for. Anyway, I'm going to be, that's what it was. I was thinking about what do I really have to offer? Why is it that I feel compelled to share? Like, my mom asked me the other day, like, why would you share if you know that some of the things that you're going to share could potentially hurt other people? Like, what is the impetus for you to, to go out of your comfort zone and to be vulnerable with the whole world? And, that's a fair question. And so the answer is that the caveat to all of this is that this is my experience. It doesn't mean it's what actually happened. It doesn't mean that another person is going to remember it the same way. Everything in life is subjective, and I'm just going to be sharing my reality as I experienced it. And if somebody else, remembers it differently, then that's valid for them. And I'm not in any way trying to take away from anyone else's truth. This is my truth. This is what I live with, whether it's been influenced by false memories or, embellished recounts of stories that have eventually become, over time, what I remember to be the truth, which are all things that that become true as you grow older. I'm just going to be saying my perspective, and that's that. And the reason that I feel compelled to do this is because I really pride myself and try very hard to be an honest person, transparent. I don't see any point in bullshitting. When somebody asks me at the grocery, checkout line, how are you doing today? If I'm miserable, I'll fucking say I'm miserable. I'm really struggling today, Life's fucking hard, because there's no point in pretending like everything's cool when it's not. And that gives a false impression to other people who are struggling that, that maybe there's something wrong or deficient with them because everyone else around them is saying, that they're fine or whatever. I don't believe in beating around the bush. I don't believe in being vague. I'm an Aries. I'm bold. I'm honest. I'm to the point, and you all always know where you stand with me and how I feel about a situation, because that's just the core of who I am. So what I'm offering to anybody who's interested in listening is my complete, total, and utter honesty about everything that I'm experiencing and the lessons that I'm learning. And, in addition to that, things that I've learned along the way, things like, how to deal with finding a counselor. It's a really difficult system to navigate all the way around. And I've been in the system in and out for 30 years. I've as far as, like mental health, counseling, therapy, blah, blah, blah. I've done so much of it, and I can really share a lot of my journey. It's a complicated road to try and travel, especially when you're already dealing with mental health shit. To then find, on your own, to find therapy that's actually going to be effective and help you is difficult. It's very difficult. And so I just have a lot to share, and I want to share it. And I'm doing something pretty cool right now, or about to do the Appalachian Trail, which gives me kind of a reason to, vlog and videotape this shit and get it out there. So, what else did I want to talk about? I had a whole list of things. That's basically, here, let me go check my list. So all of that stuff, I wanted to talk about stupid shit, like getting ready to go on the trail, how I'm able to do this right now. The things that I'm doing to prep for that, like I got to should I clean my whole house? Is there a fucking point? Like everything is just going to get dusty and shitty anyway. Do you cover your stuff when you leave for 6 months with, a sheet like you see in the movies or something? Or do I just leave everything and then come home and do like a deep clean? I don't fucking know. So these are the kinds of questions that I'm asking myself right now. Prep shit like canceling my internet service and, or doing a seasonal hold on it, rather figuring out what to do with all my houseplants, because I have tons of them and I love them and I don't want to get rid of them. And, that's an issue. All the money that I've spent and whether it was a good idea or not, I'll share all that. The things I'm really embarrassed about that, make me scared to make videos like this, I'd rather just get them out of the way, like how much I weigh. I'm fat right now. I feel really uncomfortable the size that I am, but I'm also not judging I say fat, and that is judgmental. So I am judging myself, and it's a struggle. I'm just going to be real. I don't have this down. I still struggle with feeling, like really insecure about myself and how much I weigh and blah, blah, blah. The fact that I got cavities between 2 teeth and had to have teeth removed, and now I have a freaking partial denture. Ugh, not cool. It's not sexy, but that's the fucking truth. And I'd rather just like get it out there because I'm embarrassed about it, so that that hurdle is overcome and I don't need to feel embarrassed anymore, because you already fucking know and you're still watching. So whatever. It doesn't matter. These are the things I'm trying to offer, like total vulnerability. That's what I got to offer. I've been through so much shit. I've faced my worst fears and I'm still fucking here. I nearly killed myself so many times over. I don't even know how I survived all that shit, but I did. I'm still here. And I want to talk about it. I want to share it. So yeah, back to that list. So I'm going to talk about the money and the gear, getting the shit ready for in the house and the preparations for that and how I'm able to do this financially, blah, blah, blah. The fact that I haven't done much training thus far. Yesterday, I think I went for like my 3rd attempt to completely pack my gear and go for a walk with Henry. And the first time we made it around the block, and then yesterday we made it 3 miles. Sweet. So we're making progress, but I'm leaving in 2 weeks, and whoa, I got a lot of work to do. So I'm going to be honest about that shit as well. What else? Henry, my puppy. Henry was born on July 11th. 7/11, easy to remember. Anyway, he is not trained. He just started lifting his leg and pissing all over shit in my house the other day, and I had to do a complete crackdown and go back to, closing off the space that he's allowed to roam, and keeping a way closer eye on him and not giving him the opportunity, basically. So I'm going to be talking about dog training. Technically, I'm in menopause right now or postmenopause, I don't know, because I had a full hysterectomy a few years ago, and I just went off of my estrogen and more hormonal issues, and I'm having hot flashes like right this second. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about my kids and how my mental health issues destroyed our relationship, and how long and devastating it was for it to get back on track, and where we're at now. Me talking about my relationship with my family, the things that I'm learning about myself, and the ways that I've contributed to our dysfunction, and what I've learned about all of this since I've been in intensive therapy for the last 3 years, weekly therapy at least, if not multiple times a week, plus 5 hospitalizations, blah, blah, blah. Like I got some perspective here and some insight to share. What else? the fact that I have been using tarot on YouTube as my new spiritual outlet, and it's been doing amazing things for me, and it's probably also fucking shit up for me, and I'm going to be honest about that as well, and what I'm learning and what I'm getting out of it, and why I do it, and what I think about whether or not continuing with an activity that may or may not be healthy. Just I've got so much to talk about. Holy shit. So that's a basic intro to what you're going to find when you click on my shit. So that's that for now. Oh, wait, let's throw in there too that I have been smoking weed on a regular, lately Delta 8 cartridges, and I don't know what's going to happen when I get on the Appalachian Trail, whether or not I'm going to carry on with that, whether I can, whether I can't, whether I can access it. I don't fucking know. So that's another thing you can watch. Oh, God, the big one. Okay, really quick. Let's get into this. My love life, or obscene lack thereof, and how over the last 20 years I've been hung up on somebody that's never once reciprocated, but with whom I have an incredibly intense bond and an amazing, passionate physical relationship with, that is very confusing, because when you have a connection like that, you can like read all sorts of fantastical romantic shit into it that may or may not be true. And that has been just a pit that I have, like a tar pit. I've been like a fucking dinosaur, literally, like trying to like trudge my way through this mess with him. And I recently cut him out, and that's not something I do. And I'm feeling really conflicted about it, and I'll talk about that. And trying to let that shit go, and what I'm trying, how I'm trying to process this heartache, which is why I've been watching this, this tarot shit, and how, like for the last month, I've been like obsessively watching tarot. It's so ridiculous. I know, but in a way it's not. I don't know, whatever. It is what it is, and it's my honest truth. So I'm just going to throw it out there and tell you that's what's up. I've been watching things like pick a card. You pick a pile and it gives you a reading, and those readings are saying you're, you're at a distance from someone that you have an intense emotional bond with, who rejected you. This is a love interest that you've been, you've been waiting a long time for resolution. Oh my God, that's exactly what's going on. And I'm telling you, like every time I click on a reading, it's telling me the same fucking story, what is that? Is that just the law of attraction? Am I just like clicking on things that are like verifying the story that I'm telling in my head? Is it really the universe speaking to me? So much. My inner world, the inner world of Sherry. This is what you're going to get from me. So that's a lot. There's so much more. So much more. And if any of this is of interest to you, then sweet, stick around, subscribe, and we'll see where this goes, see where I wind up at the end, like, I don't know if you're interested, but I am. I don't know where this is going. My whole life is a big question mark right now. I have no idea what's on the horizon. I'm about to like get on this trail, and I have no idea what to expect or where it's going to lead me or who I'm going to meet or who I'm going to be when I'm done. No clue. But come with me and find out. All right, later. Bye.